blame me. I'm a wild one, getting bored out looking for attention. I'm not looking to meet a friend. No, I've been looking for a lover instead, for someone I appreciate, and everything crossed my way. I love that I don't know your name. Oh no, I never meant to misbehave. Something about you makes me crazy.
Get lost in your paradise. Get lost in your paradise. Get lost in your paradise. Get lost in your paradise.
Drift off like feathers in the wind. Do you think about making up or what we could have been? I can hear your thoughts loud and clear. You don't have to say a thing, my dear. Pretend that I'm not here. All I seek is some honesty, a stray of light in my darkest fears. I know you know, I know you don't care about my love, care about my love. Look at me, I have thick skin. You don't care about my love, care about my love. Look at me, I have thick skin. Did you play your part, hand too hard? Yeah, did you let me in? Did I give you space enough to waste every bit of ice? I can hear your thoughts loud and clear. You don't have to say a thing, my dear. Pretend that I'm not here. All I seek is some honesty, a stray of light in my darkest fears. I know you know, I know you don't care about my love, care about my love. Look at me, I have thick skin. You don't care about my love, care about my love. Look at me, I have thick skin. My love, my love, oh my love, oh my love.
Trying to impress me, pulling out all the stops, making my head dizzy when you tell me what you want. I just wanted you to see me.
history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
I got the field audio right there.
I can hear stuff through that.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and fund our work
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Enjoying the show? Show your support for the live stream and the people making the show. Buy a super chat or super sticker on YouTube directly. Select your donation and type your message to the world. And share. All donations go into directly funding new shows. Buy a super sticker or super chat now. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to ULTI.TV's coverage of the Spring Invite here in Leuven, Belgium, on the outskirts of Brussels. My name's Luke Burgess, joined once again by Francis Dealey, here for this matchup between Hard2Fisch and XVI, open division only here, of course, with other Spring Invites featuring other divisions. We've got the women playing in London this weekend, mixed division in Wrocław, Poland, and all three divisions in Padova on the other ULTI.TV stream. But here we are focused on this open division, of course, Spring Invite, with the winners of this tournament getting a wildcard entry for EUCF later in the season, so all to play for. But Francis, how are you this morning? How are you feeling about this matchup?
Feeling good. I think that these two teams finished lower down in their pools yesterday, as we were talking about. There's no redemption, so the quarterfinals were already played yesterday. The bottom two teams from each pool were reseeded and into two different pools, and so this game is going to decide whether they'll play for the Ninals, the crossover into the 9th place game. I think that Hard2Fisch saw yesterday had some struggles with the weather, maybe in their game against Smashed, where XVI played a very similar game to the weather that we've got right now on their first in their first matchup. So we'll see if the weather will resolve some of Hard2Fisch's problems that they had with the rain and the wind.
Yeah, the conditions right now are absolutely perfect for Ultimate. There's basically no wind, sun is shining. The ground is a little bit wet, so there's potential for some slipping on those hard trajectory changes. But other than that, I think the teams will be raring to go. XVI feeling pretty okay about yesterday's results. I mean, they had some unfortunate losses, but they also managed to win on Universe without realizing it was Universe, according to their Instagram feed at least. Although apparently all of the good stuff on their Instagram feed is only for the close friends. So if you do manage to get yourself on that list, let us know what kind of content they've got up there and whether or not we can talk about it on stream. I suspect we can't. As we can take a look at the rosters here, similar sized squads this weekend, as you can kind of see in the Spirit Circle as well. Both teams really looking to just build some connection early season. I don't think either of these teams came into the weekend expecting to be able to win the whole thing, especially with teams with the quality of Gentle and Bad Skid further up the tournament. But both teams looking to give each other a good game here, I think.
Yeah, talking about Hard2Fisch, they're a developmental team. They're the second team out of Hamburg from that Hard2Fisch squad who have a Masters title to their name in the European Masters Ultimate Club Championship. And talking to their captain, they really just want to focus on developing their young players and playing without the scoreboard. They're not really going to try and think too hard about what XVI is doing other than playing good, hard defense. And again, they want to play with no stars. They're a developmental squad, so if they had those big name players, they would be on the first team. Right here, they just want to get everybody reps for their early season. And for XVI, what are they looking to do?
Well, it's a similar story, really. It's early season tournament. They're trying to build some chemistry. I think they, even if they were a bit disappointed with some of the losses yesterday, they got some good reps in. And that's really what matters at a tournament like this. There's still a long way to go before the end of the season, before the European regionals, trying to qualify for those EUCF spots. As we see Hard2Fisch psyching themselves up. They're ready to play. So if you are enjoying the coverage, make sure to let us know in the YouTube chat. We'll try and keep an eye on it. Let us know if you have any questions about either of these two teams, about the rosters, about the format of this tournament or of the season in general. Happy to try and answer some of those questions for you. And also head over to our Patreon page where you can help fund the stream. You'll be amazed at how far even a small amount of money each month can go.
Hard2Fisch played a lot of zone yesterday. Breeze is picking up slightly right here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to that sort of wall with the diamond behind it. Although neither team has a disc right here, I think that XVI has it on their side, so it looks like they're electing to start on defense.
So the pillar's drying the disc. I feel like the strat here is to dry just the bit you're going to hold and then get the rest of the rim really wet, you know?
Little gamesmanship, you could just wet it on the grass before you pull.
It's a strat. And we are underway. First pull of the game. Hard2Fisch starting on offense. Vertical stack. Looks like pretty straight one-to-one defense from XVI. Of course, that reset pass. And again, so good defense from XVI at the start of this game. Lots of pressure. And Bush could not keep hold of that one. XVI, break opportunity early in the game. Good quick disc movement to start their possession. Floats the lead pass on the upline cut into the end zone. And that is a break to start the game for XVI. Duty with the catch.
Not how Hard2Fisch want to start out. They're really trying to bring some energy into this game. XVI, of course, young, where Hard2Fisch looks like they're a little bit more of a classic B-team mix, where you would have some the older players mentoring the young ones.
Even though it was Hard2Fisch who were more fiery out of the team chant, it's XVI that have brought the intensity in this first point. Good catch by Mark Duty in the end zone. Some really nice quick disc movement. And the backup layout celebration. Very nice. Pretty good pull. Bravely caught near the ground. Let's see if XVI can bring that same intensity on defense at this point. They're staying tight. Hard2Fisch managing to gain a bit more ground this time, though. Trapped on the sideline, though. Deep shot. Some defenders under it. And a big block. Alex Henry getting the disc for XVI. And Hard2Fisch being tested early in this game.
Even though the execution on that isn't great, I like that Hard2Fisch are taking the shot. On the previous point, they were moving backwards a little too much with the handler set. I like that they're opening up the field early.
Oh, spicy crossfield shot to open XVI's possession. Henry now. More nice short throws from XVI. Happy to work in the small spaces outside the end zone. Back to Fitzgerald. Looking for that around backhand break. Finds it eventually, but a bit backwards. Really looking to work it on this break side. Nice movement in the middle from Doherty. And there's the shot to the break side. I think that's bookends for Henry. As XVI go up 2 breaks early in this game.
XVI with the energy right now, but here we see the end zone offense. Very patient. Just moving the disc back and forth until they find somebody open on the break side when the mark slides over. We saw yesterday, though, XVI went up a couple of breaks early against Aarhus before Aarhus brought it back and actually won that game on the live stream. So I don't think that Hard2Fisch should by any means stop pushing. Right here, they just need to get a hold. And XVI have shown that they really play in waves. Sometimes they're really high and sometimes they're pretty low.
So letting the disc hit the ground and get covered in the dew is Hard2Fisch. Sticking to their vert stack. They find a little power position and they do shoot it deep. They got 2 players wide open in the end zone. And what a grab from Kruger in the end zone to get Hard2Fisch on the board.
I think Hard2Fisch are really going back to their bread and butter on that huck. The previous one didn't work out. Just doing it again. Pop up the line. Günther fires deep. He trusts his receiver.
Yeah, lots of pressure from XVI again, but this time not quite good enough. So another pull, hitting the ground. Hasn't affected the throwers yet. And a zone from Hard2Fisch. It's good to see them, they're mixing it up. They do have a bit of a deficit to work themselves out of. So mixing up their defensive looks. A nice inside forehand to break apart this zone. They've got to keep it moving though. The zone is recovering. Still trapped on that far sideline. Managed to swing it infield now though. Just slowly, steadily gaining ground. Lead pass into the end zone's looked off. Shot to the middle instead. Colican with the disc now for XVI. Dumps back to Kelly. Finds the flick around. Break side shot is collected in the end zone. Doherty with the score, and XVI showing composure outside the end zone once again.
I think that the backup layout is the celebration go-to for XVI right here. Again, showing another crossfield shot. They seem to like those flicks that blade across the center of the field and go to the far side. Flawless on end zone offense so far.
Yeah, they look very relaxed outside the end zone. Perfectly happy to keep the disc moving from side to side, waiting for the space to open up. So Hard2Fisch on offense once again. Sticking to their vert stack. XVI happy to match them one-to-one, and it seems to be working for them as Hard2Fisch turnover on that lead pass. 2D with the disc. McNamara puts it deep. Looking for O'Donovan, who comes down with it. Huge grab in the end zone. And XVI pull ahead even more.
That was an ambitious put. Did not look like there was a lot of space there, but clearly a trust throw to his receiver.
Take a look at how this cut was set up. Just busted deep from the back of the stack. Nothing fancy. And complete faith from McNamara. Just put it up. And O'Donovan brought it down.
So going into this game, I think that the mentality of both teams really is just, again, development, early season tournament, etc. We tried to get it out of the XVI boys, but they wouldn't tell us whether they did something last night or not. They said they didn't. But as an Irish team, who are not in competition to win the tournament, I have my doubts.
Well, apparently they ate some questionable pizzas with chips on top, but... So early turnover in this point once again for Hard2Fisch. Errant throw to this near side. XVI get the disc back. Another crossfield forehand. They're into their end zone set once again. Good quick disc movement and pop to the far side. Doherty gets yet another score. And this XVI end zone offense is looking pretty formidable. Hard2Fisch just can't deal with it at this stage.
Looks like they're not quite able to catch up with the quickness that XVI has. Hard2Fisch, a bigger team. They're going to want to use their size, but again, in those small field spaces, kind of hard for them to make up the ground when the disc swings over. The wind's playing a bit more of a factor too, Luke.
Yeah, a few little gusts. Might be able to see the players' shirts rustling a little bit. Don't have any flags in the background to give a really good indication of what the wind's like, but don't expect it to cause too many problems, but perhaps it did for that last turnover from Hard2Fisch, where that backhand towards this sideline just rose up above the receiver. So forehand to the near side. To open up Hard2Fisch's possession. Stall count's rising now though. They opt for the deep shot. Goes over the intended target. Bush not able to bring that down. And the pressure from XVI proves too much once again.
The thrower looked like he was just hoping to huck it that entire moment, that entire point. Every second that he had the disc, he was just staring downfield saying, "You going? Are you going? Am I going to throw it now?" When he finally did, unfortunately, the throw didn't come out how he wanted it to.
Yeah, needed a bit more air under it to really be playable. So XVI's turn to play vert stack against 1-to-1. McNamara has player burning deep. They get some separation, but the disc fades to the far side. Kennedy not able to make much of that.
McNamara bringing that experience from that Ronalog squad that won at UCF last year, and also the Irish Open team. Electing to play for XVI. Saw yesterday that he was a key distributor for this team. They were really using him as a central piece of the offense to get open on his cuts and then move the disc to another person.
So hard no around force by McNamara. And a big point block from Connolly Duggan. XVI just all over Hard2Fisch, giving them absolutely nothing. White picking up the disc now and immediately shoots to the middle of the end zone. One more pass, all it takes. And that's another for XVI. It's just too easy for the Irish lads at this point.
I think one of Hard2Fisch's goals is to play without the scoreboard, not really pay attention to what is happening, but I think emotionally it's a little bit difficult when you've taken a few breaks in a row. It's really hard to sort of regroup mentally and say, okay, now we're going to play well. XVI's end zone offense is just wonderful. They're in flow, they're really exploiting the Hard2Fisch marks right there. Staying a little loose.
So as the players take a timeout, so are we. Be right back after these messages.
The dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV, we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
So XVI all over this game. Hard2Fisch have struggled to find any momentum on any of their possessions. They managed to, the one goal that they did get came from a well-executed deep shot. All of their other deep shots have not worked out for them though. XVI have been putting an absolute ton of pressure on every single cut. Earned themselves a hand block, earned themselves some run-through blocks.
And so far, actually, outside of the Hard2Fisch zone, it's been a pretty vanilla game in terms of offense and defense. XVI really electing to play only match, and both teams playing out of pretty classic vert stacks.
We see the same from Hard2Fisch. Again, this point, but that throw scooped up by Monaghan, and a scuba to the end zone.
That was too ambitious. That was...
That's not the end zone offense we've been seeing. That's XVI having a little bit too much fun, perhaps. Or maybe they just want to play some more defense. So Cole centers. Deep shot does not complete. Baumeister not able to get enough air under that disc. Gives it straight back to XVI. So looking for the centering pass, but there is a pick.
I love these fading resets that are thrown to the center of the field. XVI threw them a lot yesterday. I think that it was a staple of that Ronalog offense as well.
So this will go back to Kelly. Although I don't suppose they'll be looking to do anything different. Okay, looking for the centering pass with some sneaky cutting from McGovern. Opens up XVI's possession. Shot to the end zone is scooped up. Linda with the block.
Shane Monahan with his second turnover of the point.
Hard2Fisch swing to this near side. Doesn't have anything deep. Goes for the centering pass. Kuhn. Nice inside flick to Linden. Stickner. Linda goes deep, looking for... Nice catch from Cole. And into the end zone. Baumeister with the score for Hard2Fisch. And that's much more impressive offense.
I love it. It almost looked like they were taking a page out of XVI's book right there. Moving the disc fast, really sort of short passes in early resets.
Yeah, managing to string together passes much more flow than we've seen in previous points. As we see another, get another look of that block. Wind picking up a little bit.
Nice layout from Cole. A little finishing pass for that point. Hard2Fisch have not gone away from the zone, wind or no wind. I expect to see it again.
Pull lands in bounds. Very good pull from Hard2Fisch. They do come down zone. XVI with a crossfield shot to bail out. Kennedy continues to O'Donovan. McNamara now. They're trying to get some movement happening around the back. But the zone is holding strong for Hard2Fisch. Playing quite tight on the handlers now.
The Irish sideline just shouting, we have to move, we have to move. So far looking a little static behind that second line of defenders.
They are slowly gaining ground though. McNamara going every other. Nice little scuba over the top. And there's the pass to break through the zone. Hard2Fisch crumbling to match. McNamara on the end zone line now. And a cheeky little toe in on the back corner. XVI once again dismantling the zone without turning over. That's putting a bit more work this time though.
Still being patient on the end zone line. Looks like they're pretty comfortable working in those small spaces. McNamara fakes right here. And just there's a little dish right at the front corner.
Cheeky stuff from Mark Doody. But XVI have shown that they're capable of working the disc in those small spaces. Their own zone offense seems to revolve a lot around these small little inside break passes. So XVI looking to break for half. Immediate deep shot from Hard2Fisch. Sails out of bounds. The deep game's not really been clicking how they'd like it to. A mixture of receivers being defended and throws not being quite good enough.
The wind has been a little tricky for them to manage, Joe.
So immediate centering pass for XVI. Looking to set up some deep cuts though. But the stall count rises. And Doherty brings the disc down on the far side. High floating swing pass, but well collected by McGovern. Continues to Henry. Inside to Doherty. Looking to set up their end zone offense now. Doherty goes up line, layout bid on the force. And a pop to the end zone on the break side again. And XVI take half.
Just a stifling half from XVI. Again, aside from the scooper and the overthrow back on one of the previous points, XVI are perfect on end zone, in their end zone offense. They're feeling it.
Yeah, impressive stuff from the Irish side.
As Hard2Fisch, again, they're trying to play without a scoreboard. Mentally, how do you do that, Luke? How do you make the switch when you're down 8-2? You know that the game isn't important for a regular season or anything. What are you trying to focus on to sort of maintain energy in your team?
Well, I think you just have to take each point one at a time. Remind the team to focus on what it is they're trying to work on, be it running the pull plays that they've drilled, be it trying to reset the disc properly, be it try to set up deep cuts. You know, whatever it is that the team agreed to work on in this game, you just have to remind them 1 point at a time. Just try and execute what it is that you're here to practice. So zone defense from Hard2Fisch, so open up the second half. XVI have shown that they can work through this zone very comfortably. Little scuba swing. So they continue to work it around the back, but they're gaining ground as they do so. There's the shot through the middle. And the immediate continuation pass. That's what you like to see when you're playing against zone. Hard2Fisch transition to match. And XVI well into their end zone and offense. That converts comfortably once again.
Final pass, what Pendlebury has called the ugliest tool in the ultimate box. A little use of the dad right there at the end. One of my personal favorite throws, though. Well, it's a little floaty. Yeah, you can use the lefty, but why use the lefty when you've got a right hand?
So we see this upline cut. And then Duty busting up line for the completion in the end zone. Good little give-go move from Donovan to set this up.
It's kind of interesting to see how actually a few of the XVI big men, Darty in specific, is used as a handler most of the time. Both Doherty and O'Donovan, James O'Donovan, number 4, have been in that handler slot. They're big players, but they move like they're smaller. They've got that quickness.
Yeah, they're showing they can get free up line and get free in those small spaces, which has really been the cornerstone of their end zone offense. That centering pass goes awry, and XVI will get the disc back again. Doherty picking up. Probably tallest player on this line, as you say, picking up, not being used as a deep threat. That throw goes a little bit too high, bounces off the hand. Rare mistake from XVI.
Almost clobbers our cameraman.
Quick disc movement from Hard2Fisch. Still count rising now though. Does find centering pass to Wrocław. Far side, Linda. And 1-2 pass in the end zone. Wrocław with the score.
Good response from Hard2Fisch. Agreeing with you, Luke. I think that every point you can learn a little lesson. Maybe on this one it looked like their resets were just a little more solid.
Well, that initial turnover came from a mistake on the centering pass, just putting the wrong edge on the disc. The XVI marks on the sideline have been going extremely hard no around, even when there is no backwards pass to be thrown. Often we see the Hard2Fisch handler bust up the line whilst the mark is stopping the throws into the backfield. There's no receivers in the backfield. But it's been working out for them, partly because Hard2Fisch have shown that they're not as clinical as they perhaps should be on those inside break centering passes.
Especially on the flick side, that inside is, well, it takes a lot of training to learn it, to sort of get it soft enough so that it goes into that space, but quick enough so that it can get past the defense.
Zone from Hard2Fisch again, and the shot through the wall is blocked. Shot to the end zone now. Is collected. And I believe that's the first break of the game for Hard2Fisch.
Hard2Fisch going on a little run. Looks like they've decided that the zone is going to pay off for them eventually. They get a block when XVI try to throw through the center of the cup. Again, I think similar to that Revu-Bora game yesterday, Hard2Fisch probably not coming into this tournament with many expectations. What they need to do is they just need to chain together some passes on their offense. It doesn't matter if they turn it on points. Really what they want to do is just build chemistry between each other. That's a good around throw.
Yeah, it feels like the intensity from XVI has dropped off a little bit, as you might expect from a team that's up this much. It's been so dominant so far in this game, but
well,
long way to go.
In comparison to the World Chess Championship, Luke, those middle games, they are so difficult. Once you get into this territory where you're out of the opening, both offenses have felt each other out a bit, sort of know what each other's strategy is. Kind of hard to maintain momentum and energy once you get into the center part of the game.
Well, XVI have certainly built an advantage. It's going to take a few blunders if they're to lose this advantage. We've seen a couple of those in the World Chess Championship. It's not been as drawish as previous editions.
Good news is that when you blunder in Ultimate, you can only give up 1 point, though. You don't lose the entire game.
Well, the same is true in chess, right? It's a 1 point. You get 1 point for a win, half a point for a draw. More zone defense from Hard2Fisch. Stall count rising. XVI not gaining as much ground as they have on these swing passes in previous points. Darty on the far side. That's a reach back for that grab, but XVI maintain possession. Working through the middle now. Another high grab, but they're keeping the disc moving. Exactly what you need to do once you've broken through the first line of defense in a zone. There it is. Quick dish to the end zone from McGovern to secure that point. And it looks like XVI are not going to blunder their way to a loss.
Yeah, XVI looked like they were able to work through that defense pretty well. I think in the first phase of that, Hard2Fisch actually did a pretty good job. They forced them to throw a lot of swings. It didn't look like the offense was very mobile. XVI found a little free square right there in the end zone, though.
Yeah, as is so often the case against zone, there's not much space around the disc, but once you've broken through it, then suddenly the attacks become pretty unguardable. Defense not able to recover. Slight inaccuracy from XVI on the pull.
Maybe the first brick pull that we've seen from them all day.
Previous pulls have been landing a bit short and sliding along the grass, which is slowly but surely drying out in the morning sun.
Some commentators, they're going to say that they hate the brick pull, that it's the worst thing ever. I'm not totally in agreement. Sometimes the brick pull actually is kind of nice. Gives your defense a chance to sort of rest on the rundown, get a look at the offense. XVI love this zone too, so they're going to try it out as well.
Yeah, lots of noise from the XVI sideline, communicating the position of the receivers. Hard2Fisch getting pushed back into their own end zone. Very successful zone defense so far. Let's see if they can keep it up. Huge bid. Does get the block. And that was some of the most intense zone defense I've seen in a while. And XVI win themselves some end zone offense. And there's the shot to the end zone. Bookends for McNamara.
Double happiness from McNamara. Acceleration on both sides of that disc were wonderful to watch. You could see that he was hunting for that D. He just pounces on it as soon as it goes into the center of the field. And then he just motors past this guy for an easy score.
Let's take another look at this. Great explosiveness from McNamara. Reads the play.
I think he saw that the whole way. I think that he was hoping that that pass would come to the center so that he could get that nice layout.
And then just wins the race.
Easy goal. XVI getting out of their slump pretty well. Although opting to not go back to the well on that zone D.
The match D is still intense though. Hard2Fisch having to work hard for every pass. Finds the reset and the continuation. But not much movement downfield. Does find an under eventually. Nice little upline juke. And once again, that inside break centering pass going a little high, but shot to the end zone now. Fading to the far side, and unfortunately for Hard2Fisch, the wind picked up just as they got trapped on that far sideline. You saw that centering pass rise.
Too excited with that deep pass. I liked the way that Hard2Fisch was moving to this. They had, despite the wind, it looked like they had adjusted pretty well, and they got it to the center of the field. They had broken the trap. Let's see if they can get it back to this zone, though.
Well, that's one way to do it. Just bang it deep, gain some yards. Hard2Fisch will be trapped on that sideline.
XVI opting to go for the exact opposite strategy they've used to break the zone before. Just boosting it immediately.
So upline cut, overthrown. XVI's sideline defense earns the turnover once again. High throw to this near side is battered to the ground with Warwick. Centering pass. Far side is too far. XVI immediately pick up, get the disc moving. Swing to the middle for Kelly. Interesting that Hard2Fisch managed to set up his own despite the quick play from XVI.
I think they've just got that chemistry. They really know that they're going into zone. It's their go-to defense. Looks like they melted in a match here.
Kelly on the disc now. So pick is called after Monagham's catch. The disc is checked back in. XVI find the inside break. Cross field, forehand to the end zone. Nicely done from XVI. So they go 1 point closer to the victory.
And even though that's really not the way that Hard2Fisch wanted to do it, I think that it's okay that they have some ugly points like that. They showed that they can get it back on D. They had some offensive flow, flubbed it on the end zone. At this point, really just what you want to do is build chemistry. You want to keep the game going as long as possible. Get some offensive possessions going. Again, the points don't matter, especially in this bottom bracket.
No, I think when you're in Hard2Fisch's position, it's really about like the outcome of each individual point doesn't really matter. The outcome of each individual game, not really important. What matters is that you're getting good hard reps in. There's definitely a lot of good practice that they're getting from this game and from other games in this tournament. A lot of lessons to be learned. A lot of great takeaways. Things that the team can work on throughout the rest of the season. Zone defense from XVI once again. And this time, Hard2Fisch having a lot more success. Managing to gain ground on each pass. Not getting forced back into their own end zone. McNamara is in this middle position once again though, so look out for some potential layout baits once again, but
doesn't need to this time.
It's Hard2Fisch that had to lay out to save possession on this occasion and did not manage to stick into the hands of Andorf.
Injury called.
So Kruger coming on for Andorf.
Let's see if Hard2Fisch can do anything about this end zone offense, which has looked nigh on untouchable so far from XVI.
Duty on the disc. Looks to the break side. Doesn't like it. Has to go around. And an uncharacteristic shot to the end zone, sailing way too high.
Interesting that XVI has chosen to go zone. They have a very similar zone to Hard2Fisch, but I think they use their skill slightly differently. Hard2Fisch just a big team trying to use size, and XVI using their quickness to sort of close those spaces up. The Cup is a little bit faster on the recovery. Of course, McNamara is just a tiger ready to pounce in the center of that zone. He is hunting for Ds.
And Hard2Fisch being pushed back into their own end zone. And once again, XVI just read the play. Clean run through block and immediate pop to the end zone for the score. That's the advantage of pushing the offense back into their own end zone.
Doherty has a nice read from the deep position.
As we take another look. There was a gap, but there was also a defender who saw it coming from a mile away. And good technique to pop the disc into the end zone for White.
And Hard2Fisch were so backed up that Doherty came from the deep position. That was really only a 20-meter throw. Hard2Fisch were pretty compressed at the back of their end zone there.
So it's back to match defense for XVI. Hard2Fisch been struggling to cope with the defensive intensity from XVI. Managing to complete some passes this point though. Upline pass is complete. Linda has to go back to Kuhn though. Centering pass. And that throw from Skripner sails too far.
Schnicker had that, scuba grip for just a moment. I really thought he was going to throw the crossfield scuba for the goal.
So Hard2Fisch going back to the zone after the turnover. XVI moving quickly around the back. Hard2Fisch's zone, as you say, has been not quite as quick as the XVI zone. XVI managing to stay ahead of the defense. That throw just hits the ground long before the intended target. Slightly rushed, perhaps. Upline pass to open up the possession for Hard2Fisch. Hard no around force once again. Hard2Fisch managing to find these uplines now. Deep shot goes. Looking for Stickner in the end zone, and As the saying goes, catch your blocks. Otherwise, plays like that might happen.
Hard2Fisch clearly keeping their spirits high. Luke, during that point, the team that got backed up into their own end zone, watch the replay real quick. Good composer from Schnicker. But the team that got the Hard2Fisch line that got backed up into their own end zone, they huddled up on the sideline. They had a little chant amongst themselves, clearly trying to keep their spirits high, show that they're unfazed, really maintain the intensity. I'm predicting zone for a change.
Looks like you're right. Scuba over the top to open up possession. And another. That will force the melt to match from Hard2Fisch. Upline pass goes to Kennedy. And end zone offense once again for XVI. They've looked so good. Nice scuba to McNamara, who finds the open receiver in the end zone. Josh Taylor with the score.
Taylor may have scored that, but Duty threw an offhand scuba, so he gets the point.
Do like a good offhand scuba.
Little wobbly.
Yeah, could be better, but McNamara was in plenty of space.
With the wind picking up, you probably could release the disc with very little spin and just let it float into your receiver's hand.
Could have also just thrown it forehand, but where's the fun in that? It's a useful throw, the offhand scuba. Once you've mastered the forehand and the backhand and
the regular scuba.
Hammers, scubas.
Have you ever thrown one in a game?
I throw, indoors, I throw offhand scubas probably every game. Outdoors, less so. I throw offhand backhands pretty much every game outdoors. They're a lot easier than a short range flick, so it's extremely useful to have a decent offhand backhand to throw those short passes to the flick side.
Well, I'm more of a fan of the push pass. I think the offhand backhand is definitely more reliable as a throw.
Deep shot from Hard2Fisch. Sails way too far. Yeah, the offhand scuba can really open up the field. It's not that difficult a throw to learn, and can get you out of some tight spots. Or you can use it to show off, as we saw in that last play.
I don't think that there's any other reason to learn it.
No, I promise you, it's a useful throw.
Which is why I learned it.
Oh, nice. Bladey flick to break the zone, but no continuation pass. The zone gets the reset. But at least XVI aren't being pushed back into their own end zone. Slicing pass through the middle. And again, even though that throw should have broken the zone, the defense resets. They have melted to match, though.
The wind is really whipping now. Before there were a couple of gusts, but we've got a pretty steady, strong wind now.
Doherty looking for the centering pass. And the layout from Kelly does not come up with the disc. As you said, the wind's picking up a little bit. Those centering passes aren't so easy anymore. Hard2Fisch looking for the upline cut, has to go around, but the disc is too low. decent layout attempts, but XVI get the disc back, and Doherty immediately puts it deep. And somehow, Fitzgerald comes down with it.
Throwing your favorite pass, Luke. A backwards dump.
Shot to the end zone is not complete, but there was some contact. And uncontested strip.
That's game. So 16, bring it to 15. And that's game for XVI. As we say in France, croisé bâton.
Another look at this shot to the end zone. Yeah, clean catch, followed by what in any other sport might be considered a rugby tackle. There we are. Impressive work from XVI. Comfortable victory over Hard2Fisch. They will go on to play for 9th place and bring some confidence to the rest of their season.
In the next game, we have an all-Belgian semifinal. We got a wonderful game, Jet Set versus Gentle. We'll see if Jet Set can actually manage to take down Gentle. Jet Set's quarter was much easier yesterday than the boys from Ghent. They beat Smash G, I believe, 15-7 on our live stream, where Gentle struggled to find rhythm against their cross-country rivals, Frisbees from Bruges. So we'll be bringing that next.
Yep, stay tuned. Semi-final coming up. We'll be right back.
Freezing outside, a little bit high on the feeling. Can't seem to focus. In the corner of my best friend's sofa, you were getting by some rum and cola. Wasn't brave enough yet just to talk to you. Not a smooth talker under pressure. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you feels so special. Pretty other from the minute that I met you. Smoking outside, trying to get your attention. You make me nervous. In the corner of my best friend's sofa, you were getting by some rum and cola. Wasn't brave enough yet just to talk to you.
ULTI.TV. Met the other night, but I can't get you off my mind. Not a smooth talker under pressure. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better. Something about you feels so special. Pretty other from the minute that I met you.